Should be fun, Ted. We're going to do a little two-pronged attack here on Off the Mic segment because as we're filming the show, some interesting news has come out, and this topic has shown up on That Betting Show quite a few times here, Teddy. I remember you saying, just because you're rich doesn't always mean you're smart. Well, the AAF will suspend all football operations today. New owner Tom Dundon will lose about $70 million of his investment. So, Teddy, let me know on our return on investment. If you put $70 million into something and 7 weeks later it's all gone, that's not really a good look out there, is it?
It is if you had a hell of a vacation. But other than that, not so much. Billionaires are just people with money. They're no smarter necessarily than any one of us. And it's sorry to see the AAF go, but it has everything to do, in my mind, with two things. One, TV contracts. You have to be able to go somewhere to watch the games. And when the games are here, and then they're there, then they're there, and then they're there, that doesn't bode well. Get a network, get a TV deal, and get the games on that network every week. Maybe at the same time, like Monday Night Football sort of worked, or Sundays at 1 sort of worked, but the NFL did. And the other issue is set expectations lower. For God's sakes, if the NFL wasn't like this from the get-go, all these leagues, and we've seen, 4 or 5 football leagues start and fail, never lasting more than a year or two, with the exception of the Arena Football League, which, has been hanging on by a thread for decades. If you set expectations lower initially, you have a chance to build some momentum and build a product that people might want to see 3 or 5 or 10 years down the line. Sorry you lost your $70 million, buddy. It was a bad investment to begin with.
XFL's on deck for next year. We'll see if they can buck the trend, Teddy, and hang around for more than a year or two. But who has it better than Coach Calipari? Lifetime contract signed by John Calipari after UCLA comes calling. Boy, he's got a great agent out there. UCLA comes calling, 6 years, $48 million. You know what? Let me take this back to Kentucky and see what I can get. Hey, Coach Cal, lifetime. You want to retire? You can still be ambassador. You're going to get paid for the remainder of your life. Is always a nice idea. But more importantly than that, Teddy, how far has UCLA fallen on the pantheon of great coaching jobs now?
Yeah, look, first for Coach Cal, let's give him credit. You built a hell of a program. You've done well with it. In theory, you're following at least some of the rules. And you deserve that. If I'm Kentucky, I have no problem making that commitment. If I'm Coach Cal, I have no problem taking it. So kudos to Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats. We expect them to be national championship contenders every year moving forward. As for the UCLA job, forget UCLA. The whole Pac-12 is I'm not going to say in shambles, but this was an ugly, ugly year for the Pac-12 basketball. And the UCLA job, which was, this is a Bruins team. They were playing in Final Fours, 3 straight Final Fours last decade. It's been a while now, since the Tyus Edney years for the Bruins. Apparently, and it's not apparently, it's very clear. The top-notch coaches don't want the UCLA job. And UCLA's probably better off without one of these guys. I don't think they need a name coach. They need a worker. They need a recruiter. There's a chance Bruin basketball isn't going to sink much further than it already has, but am I confident that UCLA is going to be back? Whatever, are they going to make the right hire and all of a sudden 3 years from now we'll be back to competing for Final Fours? I wouldn't count on it. Oregon, Arizona, probably ahead of the UCLA job in the pantheon of Pac-12 jobs right now, and the Pac-12 conference as a whole wasn't pretty in football or basketball this year. They're another league in need of a better TV deal.